Good day. So in this video, I am going to show you the different cuisines of Italy. Italy is a long, thin peninsula that extends from the southern coast of Europe. Its immediate neighbors, France, Switzerland, Austria, and Slovenia are in the north, where the Alps form a broad arc around the northern part of the country. The country has a coastline of about 4,700 miles, bordered by the Adriatic Sea to the east, the Ionian Sea to the south, the Tyrrhenian Sea to the west, and the Ligurian Sea to the northwest. On a map, the Italian peninsula resembles a tall boot extending into the Mediterranean Sea toward the northern coast of the African continent, which at its closest point is only about 90 miles away. Italians are very proud of their cuisine since their food is renowned throughout the world. Italian cooking is still, however, very regional, with different towns and regions having their own traditions and specialties. The tomato, one of the signature ingredients of Italian cuisine, did not exist in Italy until Columbus brought some back from the New World. Olive oil is the principal cooking oil in the south. Butter is preferred in most of the north. Pasta in the south is normally tubular shaped and made from eggless dough, while while in the north it is usually flat, ribbon shaped, and egg enriched. Antipasto means before the meal and is the traditional first course of a formal Italian meal and may consist of many things. The most traditional offerings are cured meats, marinated vegetables, olives, pepperoncini or marinated small peppers, and various cheeses. Italy, with a population of about 57 million, consists of 20 regions subdivided into 10 provinces that take the names of prominent towns. Each province has its own distinctive foods and wines. The first region in Italy is the Northern Italy. Northern Italy encompasses 8 of the country's 20 regions. We have the Emilia-Romagna, Friuli-Venezia Giulia, Liguria, Lombardy, Piedmont, Trentino, South Tyrol, Asota Valley, and the Veneto. These 8 regions boast the nation's highest standard of living and its richest diet in terms of both abundance and variety. The cuisine here is characterized by the use of butter or lard, rice, corn for polenta, and cheeses for cream sauces. The 8 northern regions produce about a third of Italian wine. The Emilia-Romagna is considered as the Italy's food basket because this area produces some of the country's most famous foods, including prosciutto de Parma, mortadella, Parmigiano Reggiano, and the balsamic vinegar. Cooks here are especially skilled at making stuffed pasta by hand, including the tortellini of Emilia and the cappelletti of Romagna, served with the famous Bolognese meat sauce or the ragu. Parmigiano Reggiano is available around the world, but its production is strictly enforced to ensure a continued tradition of quality. It takes about 8 quarts of milk to make 1 pound of this delicacy. It is also called the king of cheeses. This cheese is made according to the age-old traditions passed down from generation to generation. Next is the Friuli Venezia Giulia. Slavic, Austrian, and Hungarian influences make the cuisine of Friuli Venezia Giulia unique. Particular to the cooking of the Friuli Venezia Giulia is a pungent fermented turnip preparation known as the brovada, served alongside spiced pork dishes. San Daniel prosciutto is considered one of the world's best hams, made only by 27 small producers in town of San Daniel. Free of additives and seasoned only with sea salt, San Daniel prosciutto has no more than 3 to 4% fat, and this is found only on the edges of the meat. Depending on the region and the texture desired, polenta is made with either coarsely medium or finely ground dried yellow or white cornmeal. Polenta derives from earlier forms of grain mush known as pulse or pulmentum in Latin, or more commonly as gruel or porridge, commonly eaten in Roman times and after. Early forms of polenta were made with such starches as the grain farro or chestnut flour, both of which are still used in small quantity today. When boiled, polenta has a smooth, creamy texture caused by the presence of starch molecules dissolved into the water. Next is the Liguria. Ligurian cuisine is called Cucina del Ritorno or homecoming cooking as a tribute to the sailors who would return home after months at sea. Fish dominates the menu, found in soups, stews, and salads. Liguria's best-known seafood specialty is the burrida, a seafood stew made with various fishes. The most famous of all culinary works from Liguria is its basil pesto sauce. Traditionally, basil, olive oil, garlic, pine nuts, and Parmesan cheese are put in a mortar and pounded with a pestle to achieve a smooth sauce. The olive oil of the region is an exemption to most of northern Italian cooking and plays an everyday role along this region's rocky coast. Because the salty air and humidity makes it difficult to bake good bread and keep it from spoiling quickly, focaccia was devised as a bread alternative that could be eaten hot out of the oven. This unleavened, thin flatbread is usually topped with olive oil and salt or with sage, cheese, or onions. In some places, noci made of flour and water are considered pasta, while dumplings made of different ingredients are called noci. Noci can be made with the most varied ingredients such as squash, bread, and semolina flour, and they can be flavored mixing the dough with spinach, saffron, and even truffles. They are boiled in water or broth, and like pasta, they can be dressed with many sauces such as pesto, tomato, butter, and cheese. Today, gnocchi are primarily made with potatoes. Next is the Lombardy, or the region's capital city of Milan, is the most modern and cosmopolitan of cities and the cutting-edge fashion center of Italy. It is known for its rice dishes including minestrone alla Milanese, made with vegetables, rice, and bacon. Risotto alla Milanese is a creamy dish of braised short grain rice blended with meat stock, saffron, and cheese. Being landlocked, Lombardy has few notable seafood specialties. Meat, especially veal, is most popular. The internationally renowned dish ossobuco is veal shank braised with tomato, onion, stock, and wine, then topped with gremolata, a garnish made with parsley, garlic, and lemon rind. The choicest morsel is ossobuco, or whole in bone, is the cooked marrow clinging to the hollow of the bone. Regional Lombard cheeses include the blue-veined Gorgonzola, the creamy and mild bel paese, mascarpone, and the surface-ripened taleggio. Panettone is the cherished Italian holiday bread, jeweled with candied fruits, particular citrus, and raisins. It first appeared in Milan about 1490 and was quickly adopted throughout Italy from the Alps to Sicily. Next is the Piedmont, or the foot of the mountains in Italian. Although culinary influences from neighboring France can be seen in the regional cuisine, Piedmontese cookery is nonetheless distinct unto itself. The white Alba truffle is considered the most delicious and sought-after truffle in the world. An uncultivable mushroom, the valuable fungus can only be found between the months of November and February in a few spots in France and Italy, including the Piedmont region. Bagna cauda is a dipping sauce made with olive oil, chopped garlic, anchovies, butter, and sometimes sliced white truffles. Into this heated sauce, the diner dips a wide choice of cold, raw vegetables. Red wine is the traditional accompaniment. Grissini, on the other hand, are thin and crispy breadsticks that have become popular throughout the country. Ribbiola di Rocaverano is a fresh cheese that is neither aged nor matured. Cylindrical in shape and high in fat, it is made from a combination of cows, goats, and sheep's milk derived from two daily milkings. The texture is grainy and the color is milky white. It has a delicate aroma and acidic flavor. Next is the Trentino South Tyrol. This region shares culinary traditions from both the Italian and German sides of the border. The cuisine combines Germanic, Hungarian, and Italian touches and includes sauerkraut, beef goulash, and fruit stuffed gnocchi with browned butter and breadcrumbs. Speck is the region's prized smoked ham, flavors numerous dishes from braised cabbage in red wine to long-simmered pork stew. Speck shares its name with the German pork product, but while German speck is basically lard, Italian speck has some similar characteristic to smoked bacon. The most popular cheeses include the fresh Tosella, Espressa del Giudicari, and the Poson di Mona.